3 years ago, my girlfriend left me. Not the usual we drifted apart breakup. Not a calm conversation where both people move on. No, she disappeared. Her name was Lisa, and we had been together for almost 4 years. We met in college, moved to the same city after graduation, and eventually started living together. I genuinely thought she was the person I was going to marry. Then one evening, I came home from work and half her things were gone. No note, no explanation, just gone. I tried calling her, straight to voicemail, text messages, no reply. Her social media accounts disappeared within a day. It felt like someone had erased her from my life overnight. For months, I tried to figure out what happened. I contacted mutual friends, her co-workers, even her sister. Nobody knew anything, or at least, that's what they said. Eventually, I had to accept it. She left. No closure. No answers. And honestly, that kind of ending messes with your head. For a long time, I kept wondering what I did wrong. Maybe I missed some signs. Maybe I said something that pushed her away. Maybe she met someone else. But I never found out. Life moved on. It had to. About 2 years later, my older brother Mark got engaged. Mark and I had always been close growing up. He was the kind of guy who had everything figured out early in life. Stable job, nice apartment, long-term relationship. His fiancée, Jenna, seemed great. They invited me over for dinner one weekend to celebrate. At the end of the night, Mark pulled me aside. "Hey," he said, "I wanted to ask you something." "What's up?" He smiled. "Will you be my best man?" Of course I said yes. I was genuinely happy for him. The wedding was planned for the following summer, and over the next few months we started organizing everything. Bachelor party, suits, guest lists. Everything felt normal. Until one night. About 3 months before the wedding, Mark invited me to his house to help him move some furniture. Jenna was out with friends, so it was just the two of us. We spent a couple hours moving boxes and rearranging the living room. Afterward, we ordered pizza and sat on the couch watching a game. At some point, Mark got a phone call and stepped outside to take it. I got up to grab another drink from the kitchen, and that's when I saw it. At first, it didn't even register. There was a framed photo on the kitchen counter, a group picture, Mark, Jenna, a few other people, and her, Lisa, my ex. I froze. For a second, I honestly thought my brain was playing tricks on me. But no, it was definitely her, standing there, smiling like she belonged there. My hands started shaking. Why would my brother have a photo with my ex? I stared at it for a good 10 seconds before Mark walked back in. He noticed immediately. "You okay?" I slowly turned the frame toward him. "Why is Lisa in this photo?" The moment he saw what I was holding, his entire expression changed. You know that moment when someone realizes they've been caught? Yeah, that look. He didn't answer right away, which told me everything. "What's going on?" I asked. Mark rubbed the back of his neck. It's complicated." I laughed. "Yeah, I bet it is." Then he said something I still remember word for word. "You weren't supposed to find out like this." That sentence hit me like a truck. "What do you mean I wasn't supposed to find out?" He sat down at the kitchen table. "Look, Lisa didn't just disappear." Clearly, he hesitated again, and then he said it. "She didn't leave you randomly. She left because of me." The room felt like it got smaller. "What?" Mark sighed. "We met at a work event 3 years ago. I didn't know she was your girlfriend at first." I stared at him. "That's impossible. You'd met her before." He nodded. I realized later, after we started talking. Talking, I said. He didn't respond, which meant yes. They had been seeing each other, behind my back. I felt sick. So she cheated on me with my brother. He didn't deny it. The silence confirmed everything. But that's not even the worst part, he said. And somehow, that sentence made my stomach drop even further. What could possibly be worse than that? Mark looked down at the table. Lisa didn't leave you for me. I blinked. Then why did she disappear? He finally looked back up. Because Jenna found out. It took a moment for that to sink in. Wait, Jenna knew? Yes. About us, he said quietly. And about you. Suddenly pieces started clicking together in my head. The engagement, the timeline, the secrecy. Let me get this straight, I said slowly. You cheated with my girlfriend. Yes. Your fiancé found out. Yes. And somehow, you're still getting married? Mark leaned back in his chair. She forgave me. I stared at him in disbelief. And Lisa? They're friends now. That sentence might have been the most surreal thing I'd ever heard. Friends. With the woman who helped ruin my relationship. I picked up the photo again. Lisa looked happy, like nothing bad had ever happened, like she didn't disappear from someone's life without explanation. Does Jenna know I don't know? I asked. Mark shook his head. No. So this entire time, I said, everyone knew except me. He didn't answer, which meant yes. I put the photo back down. And you still asked me to be your best man. Mark looked uncomfortable. I thought it would be better if you never found out. I laughed again, a bitter kind of laugh. Yeah, that plan worked great. We sat there in silence for a while. Finally, he said, Look, what happened was years ago. Years ago. Like that somehow made it irrelevant. The truth is, in that moment, I realized something. This wasn't just about Lisa. This was about my brother. About trust. About the fact that two of the people closest to me had lied for 3 years. And now I was supposed to stand next to him at his wedding like nothing happened. I left shortly after that. Didn't yell, didn't argue. I just needed space to think. For the next 2 days, my phone exploded with messages. Mark, Jenna, even Lisa. Apparently, Mark had told them I knew. Lisa's message was the shortest. I'm sorry you found out this way. Not, I'm sorry for what I did. Just sorry I found out. That told me everything. The wedding was in 3 weeks, and everyone expected me to stand at the altar as the best man. But the more I thought about it, the more one question kept coming back. Why should I? Why should I celebrate a marriage built on the same lies that destroyed my relationship? A week later, I called Mark. I'm not going to be your best man, I told him. He was quiet for a moment. I figured you might say that. But I'll still come to the wedding, I added. He sounded relieved. What changed your mind? I looked at the invitation sitting on my desk. Because there's something everyone there deserves to know. And for the first time in 3 years, I was finally going to tell the truth.